I want to flip this question slightly. Let's say you had a daughter and she's 19, because it might be a bit more relatable if it's a daughter perhaps, and she's just fucking getting ran through. I'm talking 2-3 new guys a week. She's already at, well, it might be too late at that point. She slept with 30 dudes, freshman semester, first semester.
I'm a bad mother. That's all I can say.
You do make a good point that you should have prevented that, I guess, from the get-go. But would you
intervene and say, no, you're going to sit at the house and you will never leave it until you turn 25, or what? The person has to understand and go through the process to understand that there's a mistake going on.
You wouldn't tell her to stop being a whore?
I was just thinking whether that's an appropriate... I think that's disrespect. First of all, you should not... It's not my place to judge. And I shouldn't judge.
You can judge. It's okay to judge.
It's okay to judge, but I don't want to push my daughter away from me by calling her a whore, because it's only gonna... She already made a decision, and she has her own values, whatever that is. If the values doesn't match with mine, I'm a bad mother who didn't culture the right kind of communication, understanding of the values in the world. But there's nothing I can do now.
I mean, I would like sit my daughter down and talk to her, because if like something happened, because I know people who've been like raped and they deal with it in a way where they have just a shit ton of sex after to deal with it. I would like sit her down and talk to her and see if like something was wrong. And then, like, if nothing's wrong, I'd be like, dude. Like,
wouldn't just call her a whore and, like, tell her not to be that.
If nothing was wrong, like, I truly believe nothing was wrong. It's not, like, her just saying, yeah, I'm fine. I'd be like, okay, well, fucking stop. Like, that's just shitty. Like, you shouldn't do this. Like, that's dangerous. Like, especially if you're doing it raw. Like, you could catch STDs, like, pregnancy. Like, you don't want that. Like, that's what I would do.
I don't believe in shaming at all, especially when it comes to your kids, but my daughter represents me. I'm not going to call her a whore, but I'm definitely going to have a conversation with her, because she's not going to be out here in these streets looking ran through like most of these modern day women. Sorry. I need class in my life and my family. With my daughters, I'm sorry.
But she's not a property.
She's my daughter.
She's your daughter. She's not your property.
And I want her to be okay. And at the end of the day, girls who get ran through, I see them all over line complaining and crying how they're unfulfilled, men don't love them, and they're used and abused. I don't want that for my daughter. I want her to feel valuable and worth something. And she's gonna go, if she goes down that path, she's gonna feel just like all these girls complaining and boo-hooing on this internet. I'm good. I need a queen, baby. I need a queen.
Maybe it's an interesting question, because he's already dating her in the scenario that the super chat gave. He's already dating her, so I don't know. It's more so like, would you attempt to guide them to the right place?
If there's a possibility that I will not attend the wedding by showing that I don't support that kind of a marriage. But again, it's not my place to raise a voice and say, you're a bad son now because you choose that woman. Because he's not my object, he's not my property. I raised the person, a human being. Now he's out in the world and he's making his own decision because he has a right to do that. It's a freedom of choice. And I don't want to disrespect him, because I think if I raise that person, I raise the person in a good way. So that means I just respect myself when I start to say, oh, you are nobody because you can't make a right choice, and I'm going to tell you what choice you have to make.
I can see. I mean, you're basically saying that your son has agency.
Yeah.
And they're going to make their own decisions. I guess I think maybe the issue that some of the people here are having is that you would wait for him to ask for your advice, whereas I think a lot of us here, if we saw our son or our daughter with a partner that was clearly bad for them, but for whatever reason they were just, sometimes when love is involved, it makes things complicated, we would initiate that conversation. We wouldn't wait for advice. We would say, we would try to preemptively say, hey, this person's not good for you.
Okay. I think you have like a fear of maybe like losing your kid and stuff like that. But again, if you talk to them, it'd be a different scenario. Like, I don't think you have to like, I'm not trying to force my kid to do things, but if you tell them ahead of time, they'll be well aware of that. And like me personally, if I was doing something dumb, drinking, whatever, and like say you guys are my friends, I might not know in that moment that I'm wrong. I might not know I'm doing anything wrong, but I would love one of you guys to be like, hey girl, you know what? You're messing up. Hey girl, you haven't been paying your rent. Hey girl, you've been fucking up on me. I love people who can critique me and help me be better. You're not going to help your child be better at all.
Can I reframe the question?
Go ahead.
Imagine you have a husband.
Okay.
and he wanted to invest all your money in a very shitty, awful project.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, it's not gonna turn success, but like he believes in that. Like he knows that's gonna be success. Like that's the only thing he wants. Would you say to him, would you stop him from investing the money?
That's a whole different thing. And
No,
I would,
it's not.
I would
It's
invest,
not. It's
a
not.
whole
It's for
different
your
thing.
husband.
It's a whole different thing.
You are family.
I will invest
you
in
are
my child. That's not putting him in danger. That's going to help build his thing. And whose money is it? Mine. So if I lose that, it's my money or our money technically.
No, you're
that's
saying
a whole different baby. You put a
said,
whole
no,
different
no,
ballgame.
no, no.
About kids and then
You're
a project.
saying-
Yeah, you into a whole girl. You're like taking
Kids
this
are
whole
different.
different level. You can talk about Skittles and chocolate now. What are you talking about? Come on now.
No, you
Stop it.
distinguish.
Stop it.
You don't let me say, first of all.
Go ahead,
Let me
go ahead,
say. There's a difference for you between a separate unity and your child. But I don't think there is a difference. I think you should respect your child as much as you respect your husband, especially we're talking about adult son. Man,
I have a
we are
question.
talking men now don't make decisions or afraid to make decisions because there were such mothers who were along the way constantly criticizing and judging them and making them feel not enough.
Again, girl, you are projecting. I could just see you're projecting because you went through that. How come I
Me?
can't? Yes, I can tell you're projecting. Like everything that you've been saying, you just had a situation with your mother. You're thinking moms who just have a conversation are going to be like bagging on their sons and hating on them. No, I'm just giving him advice. You don't have to be disrespectful. You can be nice and say it. And if you always have open conversations, your son knows how you are as a person. So I think you're taking it a whole different thing because you went through that, baby. Stop it. Projection. I see it right through it. Sorry.
Okay.